Good morning, everyone. My name is Eddie Lin, and I am co-founder of NexusEdge. Thank you for joining me today. You've done a wonderful job helping students get educational opportunities they have never been able to receive in the past, or they would normally been cut out of. And now we're here to talk about how to take it to the next level on going from their education into their career path. So I started my career within industry at UBS Investment Bank in New York, Goldman Sachs, and I moved here to LA. And then I also worked at Live Nation Ticketmaster in the Bay Area. I worked at Adobe. Before that, I was also on Fear Factor as a contestant, if you ever watched that show. And that is a reoccurring theme between me and both the students that we've always worked with. So we're talking about how fear is not a factor and how we integrate industry content and thus opportunity into classroom instruction to provide and democratize opportunity for all students. So this is me on Fear Factor, and if you aren't familiar with the show, what you do is you do these stunts. My teammate is covered in 200,000 live bees. I have to eat 20 bees as part of this stunt, and part of it is that people think that this is something that can't be done, but when you actually do it, it's actually quite easy. And that's always how I felt about work experience with these students who don't always know what's possible out there. They think certain things aren't attainable, but they're actually very, very doable. And I like to share with you some examples of some of my students who've done these things. So this is me. I used to teach at two community colleges. I taught at Cypress College in Orange County, and I taught at Skyline College in San Francisco. And then one of the things I asked the students to do was they were to create businesses as part of their course. And a lot of them started selling soccer balls on their website. They formed partnerships with Mandalay Entertainment. Some of the students, they sold necklaces to the UK. And this is a picture of part of our class decorating a business window for Halloween, which is why there's a guy dressed as a hot dog. And they've just done some amazing work. And it really led me to see why it's possible for community college students to get jobs that many of our employers have not believed that they could do. So I was here to break down the walls on how to make that possible. So what we did was we partnered with Canvas and their CEO, who endorses us as a strategic partner, because one of the most important things in providing equal access to that opportunity is making that opportunity available directly in the classroom. Community college students are in a very unique aspect because a lot of them are working. They don't have time to go do the extracurricular activities that students at four-year universities can do. A lot of them have other responsibilities, like being responsible for their siblings or children, and because some of them are coming back into the workforce. So how do we make everything available within the classroom as it should be? We're making sure that the classroom is aligned with what employers are looking for. Because right now, employers are looking for jobs and students are also, they're looking for employees. And yet students are looking for jobs, yet they're having trouble finding those opportunities, yet they're qualified. So why don't we just pre-train them in class? That's one of the biggest things out there. So what we do is that we partner with as many employers as possible to put their training materials within the classroom. Those materials include partners, include Apple, Citi, Google, William Blair's investment bank, Techstars for the entrepreneurs out there. Twilio is another important partner as well. So for all of you, just how do we imagine that this goes, that these materials for employers can actually enter classroom instruction? There's a lot of nuance that has to happen with all kinds of leadership and all sorts of grassroots classroom instruction. So you have to make, the reason why a lot of education technology solutions have not been adopted is because they've been too difficult for instructors. So you really have to think about, how do these employers help faculty do their jobs, while at the same time so faculty can help students prepare for those positions? And then how do you link those students to the employers is the next step. So let me give you a quick demo of what we do within Canvas. So a lot of you who use Canvas, this is probably a screen that you've seen more of than you would ever like. So what happens here is we have our app plugged in within Canvas, and then back to that screen that you've seen right here. So let's just say that we're going to have a look at saying, hey, maybe sending professional emails is going to be helpful for this course. The faculty, this is a faculty only view. They look at this and they can see the different videos that Google has produced for them. So there's that authenticity in the content. So nothing wrong with textbook providers necessarily, but having that instruction directly from Google means that your students know exactly what Google is looking for. So let's have a little look at Google's vision.
Writing and sending emails is a central part of communication in the workplace and other professional settings. Most employees use email to communicate with supervisors, co-workers, or customers. Just because emails are a common part of the workplace doesn't mean they are easy to write.
And that's no joke, because I think a lot of us as adults wish that our colleagues could write emails effectively as well. And this is Los Angeles, so I bet this guy wanted to be an actor in LA, and now he's the Google spokesperson. But at any rate, it's as an instructor, I'm like, you know what, this is a fit for my course. I'm going to hit add, and in one click, I'm going to be able to add it to week 3 of my course, and you hit create draft. And that addresses a lot of sensitivities within classroom instruction. A lot of times the teachers union protects what you can teach within courses, like within my course, through something called academic freedom. So that way I get to choose what textbooks that I use and what sort of instruction that I add that leverages my own experience. So that way you can edit this content as well, but it helps teachers automatically have this content within their course so they can accurately reflect what Google is looking for. And that way, at the same time, especially in this era, where if they've never created classroom instruction online, they can't just hit save and publish. So once you hit save and publish, you will see that this appears to the students. They don't know that anything has changed. You can hit take exam, and they don't know that anything has changed. This is just something they normally do as part of their workflow. And everything the students need to know to answer the questions are right here. So you're not putting faculty in a position where they don't know answers to every single question, or other models that take a long time, which we can get into later. And then the grades automatically flow into the grade book. And then I can show you another page if you like about how students receive digital credentials from this. And another great thing is, if the students would like, they could also opt in to receive automatic interviews from that experience. And that's what I think is so important about this, is that why should students have to submit another job application with a resume they don't know how to write, where there is so many studies on, and I think we all know this, that there's bias in the hiring process, particularly when resumes are the key forms of that. And that's a whole other discussion, but we want to bypass that by having employers look at the students' work instead of judging them off a piece of paper that is a very antiquated way of evaluating talent for employment. So the students' work as part of the projects in class can be sent directly to the employers, and students get recruited based off of slide decks and work and they're able to put together that simulates the real job experience of that employer. So we're getting that experience in class, while at the same time, that is their application. And we've seen students get jobs that normally they would have been overlooked for, where policies say 4-year university students only. And yet we've had community college students get automatic interviews and get into roles that they previously themselves didn't even know that they would be accepted into. So what is next? I'd like to highlight some of our employer partners that have helped make this journey possible for both ourselves and also for the students we work with. So LinkedIn has helped get involved heavily within our California community college system and throughout the country. They've been a great partner of ours. Also, in addition to them, Google, as you saw from the video, they've been great as well in supporting community colleges, and they did an event with us in Venice, California. And also City Ventures has done a great job for helping. They're one of the most dedicated organizations in helping community college students develop their skill set in places where they're ready to get careers that previously were not available to them. So hats off to City Ventures, and really congratulate them on being pioneers within this space. Apple as well has been fantastic in helping prepare community college students for jobs in careers. And they don't necessarily have to be jobs at Apple. They can be with app developers as part of their ecosystem. They don't have to even be developers. There's so many jobs that pay extremely well as quality assurance engineers, user acceptance testing, design, all kinds of different career paths that are not hiked up as much as, say, an engineer, yet they pay really well. They're a lot of fun to do. And Apple is really helping grow this ecosystem with us as well. So really appreciate them a lot. This is our website. but I'm always happy to answer questions at any time. I really wanted to thank you so much for watching this all the way through. Again, my name is Eddie Lin. I'm the co-founder of NexusEdge, and this is my email address. Feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and look forward to meeting you.